The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views or ideas of the staff or management of KWSH or the 110 Broadcast Group.
Good morning. It's Jay, and welcome to another edition of the Seminole Nation Radio News. I'm your host today, Bo Whitekiller, Communications Director for the Seminole Nation. Apocalyptic out there. It's a virtual wasteland, but you know what? We continue to move forward, getting through this day. Usually join with Edwin and the boys. Today's a day that they're taking some time off. By design, actually, to try to protect and promote the cleanliness and social distancing? Is that what it's called? Social distancing. And so we're looking forward to having them come back as soon as this is all over. But nonetheless, we've got some news here, things of importance, announcements, and then about a quarter after, we'll break into an interview with the Seminole Nation Princesses as they sat down with us last week and give us a little update on some of the things that they do. A little good news in this time. So at this time, I'm going to just jump straight into the news for some of you that don't know. The Seminole Nation, we are continuing to operate. The government continues to operate. We just have essential functions and programs that are out there right now. Making some minor adjustments, but we're continuing to be open, contrary to some of the postings on social media. That's kind of funny. I got to admit, I'm going to get a little veer off track a little bit. As the communications director, one of the things you do is kind of monitor some of the information flows, and you can kind of see the ebbs and tides of the way people are describing the nation and how things are. But I can assure you from the inside, everything's all right. We're continuing to function, providing the services for our citizens and within the community, being that goodwill ambassador. So with that being said, point taken, we will have a lot of information regarding the ongoing COVID-19 epidemic and how it's affecting us as a nation. So just to give you a little insight, tonight there will be an emergency band chiefs meeting. Tonight there'll be an emergency band chiefs meeting. It'll be held at Miccosukee Mission at 6:30 to cover the COVID-19 epidemic. And I'm sure sometime this week, Chief will probably end up calling an emergency call meeting for the council, or at least be in contact with them as we move forward. Things are fluid. Things are changing. We did have a directors meeting yesterday where all the directors were there voicing their personnel that they're going to be having on standby for these programs, and some of the situations that we have. It was a really good meeting, and some of that impact will be published here shortly and announced here shortly. So with that being said, in a memorandum from the Executive Department dated March 23rd, the Seminole Nation announces limited staff during the Tribal Declaration of Emergency. The Declaration of Emergency went out March 20th. And many of you know the casinos closed down on Sunday midnight, but currently we have essential functions and programs as the Older American Program, Social Services, Domestic Violence, CHR, Transit, Law Enforcement, Food Distribution, and Dialysis Transport. Limited administrative support functions are communications, payroll, accounting, human resources, treasury, procurement, and maintenance. In accordance with the guidance and direction of the CDC, Seminole Nation is instituting several measures in response to the COVID-19 threat. To mitigate contact among individual persons, we have given careful consideration and examination of all program operations which involve the congregation of employees and public. Whenever possible, services will be provided which were provided in a community or group setting will be adapted to limit individual person contact and to ensure proper hygiene standards are met. In other situations where we have determined contact cannot be minimized to a safe level, or those functions are not essential, those program operations will be suspended. After careful deliberation, it has been decided that the program functions under Seminole Nation shall cease operations at the close of business on Monday, March 23rd. So yesterday afternoon, close of business, many of the programs suspended their operations, and non-essential personnel were put on admin leave. So we're still operation. As you can see, yours truly is here providing communications. However, I did let my staff take their administrative leave time, and we're continuing to function. So life goes on. If there's any questions or comments that you may have about the current situation, please contact the executive office at 405-257-7205, 405-257-7205. Be happy to answer any questions. Again, I want to reiterate, the Tribal Enrollment Office is closed. However, if you want to leave a message, please leave a message by phone or fax. The main numbers are 405-257-7244 and 405-257-7259. It's the Tribal Enrollment Office. They are closed. The BCR Tag Office will remain open to process transactions by telephone, United States Postal Service, or use of a drop box. The lobby will remain closed to the public. All transactions will be mailed. It's the BCR Tag Office. Domestic Violence Office is currently operational. If anyone needs assistance, please call 405-382-3762. Domestic Violence Office at 405-382-3762. Currently limiting access and slowing traffic in and out of the offices while doing their best to serve the clients in need. We encourage clients to call the hotline first, if possible, make an appointment. Recognize that it's not always possible with crisis service, and they will do the best possible to meet the needs of the community. That's Domestic Violence Office at 405-382-3762. Seminole Nation Public Transit, PSA. Currently, all passengers must call 24 hours in advance to schedule next day trips. Passengers who do not call 24 hours in advance will not receive a next day ride, no exceptions. Passengers who ride with us on a regular basis and schedule multiple trips for the week will no longer be allowed to do so. All passengers must call every day for a next day trip. I'll say again, all passengers must call every day for a next day trip. Transit will no longer be transporting sick passenger or passengers requesting a next day trip and will be subject to screening questions. Transit drivers reserve the right to refuse service to passengers who exhibit illness or any symptoms related to COVID-19, such as fever, coughing, and shortness of breath. Please do not schedule a ride if you are sick. We will not transport. Please stay at home and follow the CDC control instructions regarding the national emergency. Contact Transit for 405-234-5212. It's Transit at 405-234-5212. Seminole Nation Light Horse Police Department will be implementing minor changes when responding to calls for service. Since our officers interact with many people throughout the day, limiting as much exposure as possible will aid them in contributing to their social distancing responsibility to the public. The officers of our department will be asked to regularly clean and disinfect equipment such as their duty belt. They'll be disinfecting their steering wheels, door handles, patrol vehicles. Light horse officers who make in-person or home visits will keep a safe distance or refrain from shaking hands. Officers speaking with witnesses or reporting parties may request individuals to step outside during the interaction. The department will follow social distancing protocols recommended by the CDC. Seminole Nation Light Horse Police Department can be reached 24 hours a day at the following numbers. Seminole County Central Dispatch number at 405-382-9342. That's Central Dispatch at 405-382-9342. Seminole Nation Light Horse Police Department number during duty hours is 405-382-4303. That's 405-382-4303, or by dialing 911 for emergency calls. The Judgment Fund office will be open at normal hours and will continue to closely monitor the COVID-19 situation. They'll be taking extra cleaning precautions during this time to ensure a safe environment. They're saying that the Judgment Fund office at 405-382-0549 has a small waiting area. They've temporarily adjusted the policy to allow only 3 individuals into the waiting area at one time due to the small waiting area. If any individual requires a personal assistant, the assistant will also be allowed in the waiting area. For burial programs only through the Judgment Fund, they can be faxed or emailed directly to the selected funeral home on behalf of the family. The funeral homes can either return the required documentation to the Seminole Nation Judgment Fund and emailed at haleyamy@sno-nsn.gov. That's HAILEYAMY at sno-nsn.gov. Required burial documentation are burial application, funeral home contact, required tribal ID card, and CDIB card. Applications for Elderly Assistance Program, Undergraduate Degree Program, and Incentive Program can be requested by telephone, mail, or email. The U.S. Postal Mail System is the preferred method in returning applications for all the above. Seminole Nation Social Services lobby will be closed until further notice. All Seminole Nation Social Services staff will be reporting to work and available by telephone. However, contact with the public will be limited. Few modifications have been made to keep the employees and clients safe, yet still provide services to you and your family. They will be accepting applications via fax, email, or mail. Required documentation can be emailed to harjo.m@sno.gov or sent by fax at 405-257-7056. Officials within the Oklahoma Indian Gaming Association said Monday that all of its tribal members have closed their casinos temporarily in an effort to stem the coronavirus outbreak. Oklahoma is considered the nation's second largest Indian gaming market behind California. Because the tribes are independent sovereign nations, neither the governor nor state gaming regulatory agencies could order the casinos to close, as it happened in commercial casino markets across the U.S. A statement, the association said that the tribes, while unique, were united under the common purpose of preserving public health. Nothing is of greater importance to the tribes than the health and well-being of the citizens of their nation and the citizens of Oklahoma, OIGA, Chairman Matthew Morgan said in a statement. We always want to be good neighbors and lead by a positive example. Each sovereign tribal nation has drafted its own COVID-19 response plans and protocols. Currently, the child care and Head Start facilities for the Seminole Nation are closed. We'll continue to monitor the outbreak, looking for an April 6th reevaluation of this time, as with a lot of programs. Again, these are reevaluation protocols that we'll have in place. Personnel within the Seminole Nation, all the departments will have folks on staff that will be able to be recalled at any time. We're here to serve you. Seminole Nation's open for business, doing what we can. Central information, contact 405-257-7200, which is the main tribal switchboard. That's 405-257-7200, main tribal switchboard, and they can get you in contact with any programs or services that you may need. At this time, I'm going to bow out. It was a good morning. Get ready for the rest of the day. We got a little story here from Jeremy Fultz. Hope you enjoy it. For the most up-to-date information, check our Facebook page at Seminole Nation of Oklahoma or Instagram at Simnat Oklahoma, or our Twitter feed, which we regularly update. You can look in coronavirus notifications for any of the information that I posted and talked about this morning. With that, we'll say Mado. Talk to you later. Hope you enjoy this story. Wash your hands.
And now, a public service announcement from your language department.
Istongo istizaralge, hayomad ogida ihut kimahi di bukhalagin, idalwa rigat inokkida imiyagidi zirumigas magida rundos, Inokira tabala alezitsit, wihatka aawaqlapkid hayyomad alagid umirundos. Joksinnira umirundoes, momes lisinjiksi mahi roosegin, istides pasatkidos magidokhoes. Isti hetki hosivatad, coronavirus kesagirundos. Istoves sinzerova hasarizit, tsingiokkus kiisir hasadhezit, ohogitska tsizoro outlanet. Isti iidara asigirades iin haladit, mungat tsihaktiskates tsiobod tsogadalami mungat noskosin isotlanitskinomad, tsimanezidomis. Isti sogi nagaftagario emiagidizuidadomis. Tsimahilit momitsinzoroadikario imahilit savinzagat umalhana nogisti.
And welcome to the Pumahaga Studios here in Little, Oklahoma. I'm Jeremy Fultz, and we've got some guests with us today. The princesses from the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma. Welcome, y'all.
Hi. Hello.
As you can tell, they're a very exuberant crowd today. It's Friday morning right now. We're doing this pre-recorded, and so we just wanted to visit with our princesses outside of the radio station today to see how everything was going. So, actually, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Okay. Hello, my name is Kyra Mahalawada. I am the current Miss Seminole Nation 2019-2020.
Oh. Hello there, my name is Jason Harjo. I'm Little Miss Seminole. I'm here to Little Miss Seminole Nation Princess.
Hi, my name is Gabriella Factor, and I'm the current 2019-2020 Junior Miss Seminole Nation.
All right. And so we know that being a princess is pretty tough work sometimes. Let's take a moment to tell who your parents are, because I'm sure they put in just as much work as you guys do. Yeah.
My parents are, or my parent is Danita Halada from Seminole, Oklahoma.
My parents are Mandy Yellowfish and Derek Harjo.
My parents are Markiana Factor from Tsno, Oklahoma.
You just kind of ran that together.
Yeah.
So let's start down with Kyra.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about how your year's been so far.
My year's been good. I've really enjoyed being able to share my reign with these girls, because they make me laugh, and they just like make everything like more fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Little Miss? Do you enjoy being around these ladies?
Yeah. Gabby's so funny and she's also funny.
What makes them so funny?
She always jokes about stuff. She always makes me gotta do something.
Gabby, what about her? Gabriella, what about you?
I like hanging out with these girls, you know. They can be really funny sometimes. And I
Sometimes.
think, yes.
She didn't think we're funny. She'll be like
no, but they're really cool to be around. I'm glad I got them as my other, you know, princesses to be beside, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Good deal. You know, being a princess, it seems like that you guys make those relationships with each other, and I think growing older, do you guys see yourselves still being friends after your reigns are over?
Yeah.
Good deal. So, Gabriella, I'm going to start with you, and we're going to go that way. Little Miss, you're going to be in the middle the whole time, so. So tell us, Gabriella, your favorite moment so far being a princess.
I think it's just, you know, meeting different kinds of people and going to different events. And wait, was I supposed to say one moment?
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay.
Jimmy, it's your world.
But I think it's just really fun just being out there and going to different events instead of staying home all the time. And just, you know, having fun and being myself. Well, not completely myself, but just, you know, interacting.
Yeah. I really like your earrings. Tell us a little bit about your earring.
Well, my earring represents the Bird Clan, which is my clan. And also, oh wait, you never saw my dress. Okay. But my earrings, I think they're just like really cool. My mom made them specifically at home. And
good job, Mom.
Yeah, so.
Good deal. All right, Little Miss. Your favorite moments or your favorite moment so far being a princess?
My favorite moment is when we got to go to the Thunder game and all kinds of events. It's really fun.
Tell us a little bit about the Thunder game.
Well, the Thunder game, we get to go see the other players just practicing for like, so yeah. So,
Who's your favorite NBA player? My Hulky is about your age. She really likes LeBron James. She also likes Kevin Durant. I tried to tell her about Kevin Durant, and since he left the Thunder. She likes Russell Westbrook, and the same thing. I kind of told her about that since he went to the Houston Rockets. Anybody so far? They're not really.
I forgot what his name is.
What's he look like?
Adam.
Oh, Stephen
Oh,
Adams.
Stephen Adams. Good choice.
Stephen.
Good choice. All right. What about you, Miss Seminole?
Okay, my favorite event, or like so far, had to be the Chickasaw Nation Days because or their festival, because we had to be in their parade. And at the same time, I got assigned like those little like childcare baby things, those fake babies.
In school?
Yes. And literally, I had it and I was carrying around everywhere. My mom didn't want to take the car seat, so we left the car seat at home. So I was just carrying this baby, just like, walking around with my crown on, and everybody's just looking at me like.
So what about when you're riding in the parade? Were you riding in the parade, waving at the crowd, holding the baby?
No, my mom was holding the baby. But, crazy story is that she went, like, somewhere else. I guess she, like, found somebody she knew, and she's, like, walking around with them. Well, I was just sitting there, holding this baby, trying to figure out where she's at or whatever. And then I thump its head on the side of the car. And it starts to cry. It screams its head off. It was like, just screaming all over. And I was like, be quiet. Like, yeah. So that was.
So that might also be your biggest challenge of being a princess as well,
Yeah.
huh? All in one day, your best moment and your hardest challenge, all in one day.
At one moment, I thought it was dead because it would not like cry or nothing.
So
like,
needless to say, I think Kyra's happy that school has been canceled for a few weeks.
Yes, very.
Okay, JC, what about you? Your biggest challenge so far? What's been the hardest thing being a princess, or something that you haven't expected?
Well, the biggest challenge was when we had to get on the parade. It was really hot, very, very hot. I can barely wave my hand.
I bet they're probably sweaty and
Yes, very
just
sweaty.
hot and wanting some water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they've always, but also it was also very long, so.
Yeah. And y'all's dresses, the way they're made, they kind of hold heat, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay. And Junior Miss, what about you? Your biggest challenge so far?
I think, it's just learning to come out of my shell, because at the very beginning of this reign, I was really shy. It's not that I didn't get out much, I just could never really force myself to be outgoing to a point, and I think this reign has really helped me overcome that fear of just talking to people, walking up to a stranger and saying, oh, hey, hello, how are you doing? So I think that was the biggest challenge for me at first, but then I got the hang of it, and now I can just talk to anybody.
That's awesome. So it's helped you grow a little bit, right? So I noticed that your Princess Committee had a forum that was scheduled. Unfortunately, it was canceled due to the COVID-19 virus, but the forum was held basically to inform other people about what you guys do. Tell us a little bit about what the forum, what was your guys' goal hosting the forum?
Our goal was to encourage other young females or girls that are younger than us, or older, a little bit older, in our age groups to just let them know if they wanted to run for princess, they can, and we'll be here to help them. We can show them how what we did, And like if they want to run, then we can like encourage them more, just a lot more.
And so, what would you tell other young ladies that were wanting to run this next year? I'm going to give each of you guys this opportunity so you can kind of think of something that you want to say. What would you tell someone that's wanting to run for Miss?
What I tell them that they better be ready for everything, like anything, like last minute stuff, just random things like radio shows and like just a bunch of random stuff like that will be thrown at you the last 3 minutes of your life, like literally.
So just a little background. They're also shooting a PSA right after this.
Yes.
So I don't think they realized that they were doing more than one thing today. And the radio show, I think, was the surprise. So
Yeah.
what about you, Little Miss? What would you tell someone that's your age that's wanting to run for next year's Little Miss?
I'll tell them they have to be very, very, very ready and have to wake up every morning. They have to know their Indian words, have to behave, sit like a princess, do everything.
Do everything.
Well, they've got a lot of requirements, huh?
Yeah.
Wake up every. What's some of the Indian words that you had to learn?
I had to learn cat, dog, horse, black, boy, girl, and 1, 2, 3, and the numbers to 10.
Yeah. And I remember at the princess pageant, one of the questions was the chief of the Seminole Nation.
Yeah.
And so
I got that one.
let's remember that one. If you're running for princess next year, remember who the chief is. But you handled that really well. You did a really good job too. I remember playing the music for you when you shook shells.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I went too long too when they said to cut it off at like a minute. I think I went for like 4 minutes. All right, Junior Miss, what about you? What would you tell someone your age that's wanting to run?
Just be prepared for all the people that you don't know, and like you just don't know that much, and just be prepared for all the people. Like you're not always gonna get liked. You're not, just be prepared for the outcomes of being a princess. Be you, but just be subtle
And be prepared.
Be prepared. Yes. Okay.
Well, it sounds like from listening to everyone, preparation is definitely one thing you need to have when you run for princess.
Yep.
Being prepared for the unknown is something else. It sounds like that you guys have to deal with change. And in the working world, that's I think is what it relates to. You just got to be ready for change. So we're coming into the end of our interview here. Any parting words? What if you wanted to tell the Seminole Nation one thing? What do you want them to know about you guys?
That
Okay, time limit.
don't judge a book by its cover. We are perfectly nice.
See, I've never got that feeling from that you're not nice. Every time I look at you guys are always smiling and happy and waving.
Once you get to know us,
Then we're not
then we're nice. We're still nice.
Well, this is Jeremy Foltz, and on behalf of the princesses of the Seminole Nation, again, ladies, thank you so much for coming out today.
Mm-hmm.
I know the weather's not great, but we appreciate it, and I'm sure all the citizens of the Seminole Nation appreciate it. And on behalf of the citizens, we want to say thank you for everything that you do for the tribe and how you represent the tribe. So, Mado, and remember to catch the radio show every Tuesday at 11 a.m. right here on KWSH 97.7 FM and 1260 a.m. Mado and Jihi Jahlis.
Please.
97.7 FM and 1260 AM, KWSH.